Alright, hello there. I am Papa01 and this is MMA Federation Walkthrough Part 5. So let me change this to a 6 real quick. That's just to help me keep track of what number I'm on. So this is Part 5. Oh, the game right there. I forgot to play the game yesterday. So, yeah. Oh. I know we gotta just go to career mode because I don't. Wait a minute. Am I 8? No, I'm still 7. I said I was gonna do career mode. Oh yeah, I was gonna don't do the title match again until I can get to level 8. I could possibly beat it with only having.
We are sold out here. Round 1. Still plenty of time in the fight. Oh, the crowd doesn't like that. This kid is really starting to make progress on the tournament circuit. Clearly a lot more to come from them.
Doing a great job thus far with their offensive game.
They're going to have the same stamina if he survives this attempt at a knockout.
They are tough. Mixed martial arts at its best.
Beautiful defense. Looking to finish this fight.
Look for this fight to be a little bit of a clash of styles.
Scoring with the kick. Trying to go for a finish.
This kid's making a statement in MMA Federation.
Frustrating the opponent with some solid defense. What a pace so far in this fight.
Turning up the volume.
Going after them here. Successful with that kick.
Great reaction from the crowd.
Good defense.
Feeling out process now over with the first round down.
I'm telling you, TJ, this kid's here to win this fight, and they're making a really good job at it so far.
Great defense being showcased here. Picking up the tempo here. That's it. TKO victory.
I won the fight, but like I should have my shit more balanced and stuff. my stuff says Sprawling Brawl now, or from my cards or whatever.
Welcome you to the both fighters taking the center of the cage. It doesn't have to be beautiful to be entertaining in MMA. This kid is really starting to make progress on the tournament circuit. Clearly a lot more to come from them.
They did a great job of avoiding the takedown.
Picking up the tempo here.
They're working from full guard. They can't rush anything here. Still lots of time to go.
The crowd is starting to get on their back. They need to be more active.
Sometimes you just don't want to waste the card and stuff, because I would waste it right
This tactic is fine, but it's not going to score with the judges.
Doing a great job thus far with their offensive game. Scoring with the kick. Very high-level technique on display.
This is what you get with mixed martial arts. This is why you watch.
Good defense.
Mixed martial arts at its best.
Not getting through with that. Lights him up. Very nice hard kick. Beautiful knee.
Trying to go for a finish.
I cannot believe what I just saw. It's great to be back with... And here we go. The crowd really getting behind both fighters here.
Defending nicely.
Look for this fight to be a little bit of a clash of styles.
Perfect timing.
This kid's making a statement in MMA Federation. Playing very smart here, conserving that energy.
Going after them here.
Very intelligent fighting on display.
Frustrating the opponent with some solid defense.
It's one of those fights that's fun for us to call, and it looks like both fighters are enjoying themselves as well. Taking a moment to catch their breath.
Credit to them. They're playing defense and playing it very, very well.
excited for round number 2. We're getting some great tweets
In here, join in on the conversation at MMA Federation.
I'm telling you, TJ, this kid's here to win this fight, and they're making a really good job at it so far.
Beautiful defense, keeping their nerve and keeping it cool.
Doing a nice job so far with their offensive game.
Great use of their wrestling.
Mixed martial arts at its best.
Good transition to full mount. Now they've got him in big trouble, putting tremendous pressure on their opponent.
They've got to make them respect their ground. That's enough. The referee's called it. Ended with a TKO.
Back into training because I still only got 24 with the damn what's the name? I still only got 24 health or whatever, so I'm just going back into training. Man, you're dirty. Wow. Thing I like about this game and why it's good for teaching you how MMA works or how martial arts works and stuff like that is that they actually go through the moves and stuff like that. They'll show you the moves or whatever like that with the animation or whatever. God, I should use those things. Damn it. That's on me. He was on Now he's only gonna have 8 stamina because I freaking gonna take away 2 with this card. Now he only got 6. Block both of them. do I use? Damn, I ain't got that many cards left. I'll use everything. I can survive with 8 stamina. Because I ain't got that many cards left. He got the same amount of health, and he ain't really do nothing to my stuff anyway. Still gonna have 10 stamina. I mean, 6 stamina. Yeah, so it don't matter. Do your worst. Because I ain't give two shits about it. Look when that shit comes up both the head and the body. That's pretty dope. Yeah, this is better to go for. It's only gonna take away 1 stamina. should it be? Do I want stand up or do I want jiu-jitsu? Because boxing is gonna be the one I pick for last. Yeah, cards for boxing, like the boxing combos with the punches or whatever like that. They may or may not work or whatever like that. And with this one, I could get evasion for defense, and also I could get stuns with the kickboxing or jiu-jitsu, which is give you extra stamina. Surge cards make cards stronger moves with surge. So, they're stronger defensive cards, but they don't really. But you're gonna be losing some stamina when you use them. Yeah, I'll do jiu-jitsu after this. This ain't tell you is like when you use the evade cards, you can evade multiple times or whatever like that. So that's what they're not telling you. You can evade somebody multiple times with the same card. As long as the card keep on evading, as long as the card still got some of the defense on there, you can use it as many times as possible for the same round and stuff. They dirty. I'm not gonna block nothing but the kick to the body that he gonna head kick me and drop me. They call it kickboxing, but it's really just kicks, man. You know? Ain't no punches involved with this. Your hands are just used for catching people's punches. Cause look at it, ain't no punches on here for offense at all. Well, look like I'm in the fight. Even if he blocked it, he was only blocking one. Yeah. So, yeah. This right here, I'll get that. But let me check on the other stuff. Wrestling is 2 also. Oh, 3 for 5 stand up, 3 for 5 takedown. I need those. Definitely need those. But those have to wait. I only got 2 damn stamina left. That's the problem with it. Oh, damn. That's for the stamina. Get back off the ground and stuff. That's going to be a good card to have. But I ain't going to be able to use that no time soon. Well, I can use it sometime soon if I go for this instead. Let me check this out real quick. of those are good. To the body with the stun, yeah, I'll use that card. Let's take off this. If I can, I'll use it. To the legs, yep, take this off. Use that. All I had on here for the head. I don't got nothing I necessarily want to take off for the head, but that's 1 for 4, but I can't guarantee I'm gonna get the 4, and I want some type of takedown on here, so yeah, take that off and give me that. Now let's look at defensive cards. The sway card, 50% chance of working. That I put on here. That right there is definitely going on there. And then I'm good or whatever. The shin block for more. I guess I'll put that on there with that. Oh, it's only a 40% chance. You saw that? There ain't no offensive cards for the ground. I mean, no defensive cards for the ground. You got that to get back up off the ground or wherever the body. So I'll just gotta get back up right there. And then there's no offensive cards. There's no, like, we could go to all the disciplines or whatever like that. Oh, it won't let me show up. But we could go to it and you'll see no like, we'll look at the stuff for the ground and this will be everything for the ground as far as kickboxing goes and stuff. That's the only card I got right now for kickboxing for the ground. Because that's just for ground. And I got plenty of cards just for stand-up. See, all these options for stand-up. I ain't got one there for the ground. Nothing at all. Let me look at the cards real quick. God damn it. Let's go to the ground real quick. Yeah, I'm gonna go for the head. Believe that? I use the critical cards first, or does it go head, body, legs in that order or something? I do not know what that was just now. That went first because the KO cards go before that, and then it's the takedown. KO and submission, then the takedown cards. That's how that works. That's some bullcrap. I may not even get everything because the game is trying to keep me. This better freaking work. Oh my goodness, what the fuck is going on with the cards? Why is nothing working? I gotta try to hit these critical cards, nigga. Come on, man. That is not right at all, dude. This game sucks, man. How the fuck? This is the main reason I was saying that I don't use critical cards because they suck. Only like the damn what's name thing because of the count. Yeah, man. Why are you so terrible? This dumbass game, man. The critical cards did not work, and that wasn't my freaking fault. I only got a damn one, and I lost. I only get a star because I lost, because the critical cards they gave me wouldn't work. What kind of stupid, what kind of dumbass training is that? I did that trash ass sparring for no reason, man. Wait, do I get all the cards that I need on here already? Let me just look. Yeah, I'm not using none of that. Oh wait, no, that gotta go on there. Head, defense, and what's coming out? That. Fuck the stamina. I'm gonna take damage over stamina. Oh, the legs. Yeah. That's definitely coming on there. So I'll take this back off because that doesn't do nothing really. Keep that on there. Exactly why I don't use that damn card. Oh, the wrestling, the body attack with the stand up. Exactly why I don't use that damn card, man. That shit is shit's annoying, man. Well, I got more shit for the stand up, and once I get jiu-jitsu, then I'll start worrying about ground stuff. So yeah. And plus, there'll be better takedowns than that later on anyway. That's not really a takedown I'm sad about losing. Usually, I like cards that are at least, offense or defense that take up, like, the difference between stamina to attack or defense is gotta be like at least 2+ for me to really like the move or something. Or it gotta be the stun, or as you see, the counter. Because stun means I'm taking away one or two of their cards, and counter means I'm doing damage while blocking. I'm countering you while I'm blocking you or whatever like that. Everything else is just, it is what it is with those type of cards or whatever. Yeah. Because the surge is okay, but like that's only real good if if you still got rounds to go with the surge. Well, no. Surge is, let me see. One is for stamina, the other one is surge. Let's see what it says. Stamina. Oh yeah, surge are good because those are ones that give you, that's good if you're if like for defense you're at the end, like on the 8th turn, if you're on defense, you like to use the surge card because that's the one that will allow you to defend stuff, but it's supposed to be a negative to your stamina. But if it's on the 8th turn that you're on defense, then you ain't gotta worry about the negative stamina that you're gonna get because it's the end of a round. That's why I really like to use the surge cards. But other than that, the offensive card that's gonna give you extra stamina, that's basically gonna be a spirit card, and the spirit cards are good. But you also don't want to use that if you're on the 8th turn for offense, because then that extra stamina you was going to get, you're not getting it now because it's the end of the round. So that's what you got to make sure, because it's going to give you extra stamina for offense, or you can save it up and use it for defense or whatever. But it just gives you more stamina versus the whole cards that's for the wrestling that takes away the opponent's stamina, no matter if it's the offensive ones or defensive ones. The difference with the jiu-jitsu is it'll take away your stamina, or it'll give you offensive ones will give you extra stamina for defense, and defensive ones will give you more defense, but take away your stamina for when it's time for you to do your offense, if that makes sense. So basically, the defensive cards with the surges means you got less offense because it's gonna take away your stamina, versus the spirit cards, which is gonna give you more stamina for your defense or whatever like that. But don't never use them on the 8th turn or whatever. And that's some bull crap. That's why you don't use the freaking critical hit cards, because they are worthless, man. This is goddamn sparring. I'm in training and they came and they barely work. That's the reason I lost that. I gotta get that bad taste out of my mouth, so I'm just gonna do this real quick with
We are underway.
A practice fight.
We always talk about fighters trying to prove themselves to get to the next level. This is the next level. Mutual respect being observed by both fighters. The crowd is starting to get on their back. They need to be more active.
Doing a great job thus far with their offensive game.
Oh, the crowd doesn't like that.
Going after them here.
That means he's bad on the ground because he blocked my takedown.
Looking to finish this fight.
They are tough.
Yeah, he's trying to keep him on the feet, so his skills are...
Tried to go for a takedown, but it was stopped.
This kid's making a statement in MMA Federation.
Oh, boxing. Oh, he's nothing but stand-up. Oh, he's trash for real, boy. He ain't got nothing but stand-up.
Beautiful defense.
He ain't got no,
keeping their nerve
he
and
ain't got
keeping
no
their cool.
grappling cards at all, so... shit. Yeah, no, I'm not going to, because he can fortify his... Yeah,
nothing doing with that strike. Very nice hard kick.
Mixed martial arts at its best.
I don't know what the heck he's going to do.
Frustrating the opponent with some solid defense. This is a really fun fight.
Down they go.
You just saw that other defensive card that's pretty good. That was for what's the... And also, the bad thing about the boxing, and the reason I said that boxing is going to be the last cards I use, that's going to be the last discipline I use, is for one reason. Boxing has no cards for the legs at all, offense or defensively. That's just the way they designed it for some reason. Yeah, I'm just gonna use that. Cause the first one is over. I ain't need to use the other one. First one, it was over. If I wasn't gonna be able to take him out with it, I would have used the other one as well.
The official time, 30 seconds of round number 2 for your winner by TKO.
Oh, they got what time it was and shit like that. Like, well, there's only 8 turns, so. I guess I can go back to training and complete this damn thing because I didn't do that quite well. No, not this one then. What's the other one then? Yeah, and just get the 3 stars for that real quick. And then I'll end the video. It's over 40 minutes, but that was to be happening anyway. But that's why I hate the goddamn critical hit, because there's a chance of it working, there's a chance of it not working, which I do not like in games. Okay? I just don't like that game, especially in card games, man. Basically, you tell me it's not going to work, period. Alright, at least I did better. Shoot, at least I got the 3 stars. Because I would automatically do well, but I'd be trying to make sure I hit it in the spot that says excellent. Because if you hit it in that spot, you get more points every time you hit it in that spot. So that's what I was trying to do. Do I got everything 3 with this? Yep, those are all 3. Let's go back to look at one. Trash, man. That wasn't my fault at all. I picked the cards, dude. They just would not let them do critical. Wait, yeah, of course that's going to be okay. Yeah, automatically goes back to the newest thing or whatever like that. Look at that. You could go further ahead to see what type of cards they're going to give you in the future. These are some good freaking cards and stuff like that. Like, the X kick is your final card before you get a black belt. That's your final card before you get the black belt or whatever like that. What's old boy name? Andy. It was either Andy Hugh, or it was Peter Arts. One of them was known for axe kicks. I forget which one. And this is the spinning back kick. Joe Rogan. I still remember he taught GSP that. That's just jumping over somebody kick with that evade. Stuff like that. Let's look at that was a stun. Stun with 2 of them. We can't really look at the stuff until we get the discipline or whatever. We can look at the final moves for other cards and stuff. Critical. And look at that. Just 1. 3-6 elbow combo. And that's just a freaking 1 extra stamina. But it is 1 for 3. So that's not bad. That's the card. Okay, so I got a good card already. But this is an Elbow Fury. And that's 3 stamina for 5 defense. And that does 4 damage. Okay, that's the best defensive card. And this is a good KO card right there. 1 stamina for 3. And that's the one that I be purchasing. I purchased that all the way to go if I could have 3 of those to use or whatever like that. And this is 4 for 4 with a critical chance of 60 for 4 damage. So that's be 4 for 8. That's actually pretty decent. I don't care about none of those cards. The freaking kick is what I'm gonna use. The kick and that block. That's what I would use. Or I'll pay money for. Let's go all the way to the end for this. 3 for 3 with take away 3 summon. That means they only gain 1. That's a pretty decent card. This is the one. Yeah. So it wasn't Muay Thai. It was wrestling. 5 for 7. And it takes away 2 stamina. And let's say you take away, if you take away somebody's stamina for 2 of their cards, that means you take away 4 stamina. That's how good that card is on defense. You know, your blocking is so complete. And this one takes away 5 stamina. I'm definitely gonna use that. And this is a drop kick to the body. This is pro wrestling. They said wrestling, but that's pro wrestling. That's a drop kick to the body. 5 for 8. And I think they got like 5 for 7 or 6. I think they got like a 5 for 7 or is it 4 for 6 with takedowns. 2 different takedowns on here for wrestling with 4 for 6. Or is it 4 for 7? I forget. Yeah, with takedowns or whatever. Let me see real quick. That's the takedown, the DDT. These are blocks. That's a submission. Oh, that's a good 4 for 3 right there. Where the heck is that at with the takedowns? Who's looking for the takedowns? How long is it gonna take for me? Yeah. Oh, so I gotta wait to green belt to get that. The 1 for 3. It's not that good of a card. There it goes. It's 4 for 6 with the belly to back. The back suplex or whatever. The belly to back suplex. And the crossface right there. There's any other takedown like that? That's a good card. 4 for 5 on the ground with the head and body defense. That's a full Nelson. Yeah, it's a good card, but it's not that good. Takedowns. Yeah. Front headlock submission. Yeah, so I'm definitely gonna pick boxing last because if you pick boxing first, because what you're supposed to do is your first 2 disciplines should be a striking one and a grappling one, right? Should use a striking discipline and a grappling discipline. But shoot, if you pick boxing, you might as well pick wrestling. For you can have some type of defense for your legs. Because you're not going to have no defense for your legs. I don't think there's a lot of defensive standing cards as far as your body and legs and stuff for, jiu-jitsu. So, like, if you're going to pick jiu-jitsu, your first 2, your other option, you can pick wrestling with any discipline. And you'll be fine in the game. But, like, to be good with the game, you should always pick a striking one and a grappling one. But if you're gonna pick boxing, you might as well pick wrestling. Because you pick jiu-jitsu, you're still not gonna have no real cards for defense for your legs. Because I think wrestling has more defense cards for the legs than the jiu-jitsu one. Or whatever like that. And Muay Thai and kickboxing, you can pick wrestling or jiu-jitsu for your starting 2. It just makes better sense that way. Because there's no cards at all for offense or defense for the legs when it comes to, boxing. With the stand-up or the ground. But there's no defensive cards at all for the striker There's no defensive cards at all for any of the three striking disciplines when you're on the ground. They don't got no defensive cards at all. Not one. They only got cards that help them stand back up. That's all they got when you're on the ground with those cards. Don't got nothing for the stand up. I mean nothing for the ground as far as defense at all. None of them. You ain't got cards to help them get back to the standing because that's where they're strongest at. So if you pick two striking disciplines as your starting ones or whatever like that, use all the defensive cards in the world like you would in real life to keep it on the feet, and also use only the best. You look, like I'll go to it real quick before we end this. I'll go to it real quick. This is why you don't freaking do nothing with the this is why you pick two disciplines. That is all you get. You hear me? That is all you get for the ground and defense. This is all you get. So if you don't pick a good defensive so if you don't pick no jiu-jitsu or wrestling, and look, like I said, we got look at this. Nothing found. Muay Thai, nothing found. And if it was boxing, it would definitely be nothing found. Don't got nothing for you on this game for that. So play to your strengths. You could, if you want to make a character like that, you're gonna have to survive with only good defense while standing, because you ain't gonna have nothing on the ground. Because they only got those 1 point. They only got 2 at the most for defense on the ground with the basic cards and the offensive cards. So you ain't gonna have nothing. You're gonna just have to hope that they don't hurt you too bad while on the ground, and then immediately get it back to the feet. If you're gonna start with that, that's the long way to go with trying to play this game and stuff like that. Because it's a card game. Like if your only discipline was striking, that shit can't work. We've seen it work with plenty of fighters. I mean, Israel Sonya, he trains jiu-jitsu and wrestling and stuff like that, but we know that he's just a striker, okay? Alex Pereira shows that he can stuff the takedown shit, but we know he's just a striker. You know, a lot of them are that, you know? And then there's grapplers who are just a grappler. They are not on the feet. They are rushing to do the takedown. Ben Askren is the best example of that. But he's also the best example of somebody who used just wrestling to take out great strikers. When he was in Bellator, because that's where he started his career at, he beat, I forget the Russian dude's name that he beat. But he also beat, dang, what was dude's name? I can't think of his name right now. His brother was in the UFC, but he wasn't in the UFC. The guy who knocked up Michael Venom Page. I just can't put a finger on his name real quick. That's just the way I can freaking dang it. Bellator MMA MVP. I hate that that's how I could find him and shit like that. But like it's what happened, man. Douglas Lima. Yeah, Douglas Lima. He Ben Askren freaking dominated him and what's it? Oh wait, I didn't even have to do all that. I could have said Ben Askren, and then you just put in versus. Why would they put Masvidal? Didn't even fight him in goddamn Bellator. See, look. What's the Russian dude's name? Or should I start putting his name in and it'll probably pop up? There we go. See? And these are some high level guys. First of all, this guy right here, he destroyed freaking Benson Henderson when he came over. When he first came over from what's the name? From the UFC. When he first left UFC, he came over. He had I think he had beat a welterweight who was like a Muay Thai specialist or whatever. Something Thatch. I forget was it Brandon Thatch? Let's see, Benson Henderson. I should have let. Nah, I'm just gonna click on the name up at the top. Versus Brandon Thatch. Like I said, yeah, I think he ended up submitting him or something. Yep, great fight and submission. Yep, he ended up submitting him. Yeah, and then. Damn it, what was the dude's name? Oh, that's right. It's not Alexander. It's and wherever I can't say it or spell it. See, look at that. He got dominated in that fight. He got dominated in this fight. And that's when he first came over there and stuff like that. He was getting dominated over there. I don't mind the what's it called? The UFC and what's name being not UFC, my bad. I don't mind that what's the name? PFL MMA took over Bellator MMA or whatever like that. They bought them out and stuff like that. I ain't mind that. Only thing that nobody liked is the fact that the reason that a lot of the fighters end up leaving and going to freaking UFC is because they're not willing to pay them what they were making in Bellator. Because Bellator has certain fighters making $500 and $1 million a fight. I think the majority that was making close to $1 million as far as like their top fighters and their top fighters and the champions and stuff. Some of the champions were making $1 million and stuff like that. But the thing is, Bellator had the correct way. Let people keep sponsors and wear their sponsors on their shorts like you used to do with the UFC. But UFC started saying, nah, we're with Reebok, and I think they was with was it Venom? I think they still are with Venom or whatever like that, because it was Reebok deal, then it was Venom. I think it still is Venom now. But you know, when freaking because PFL used to be World Series of Fighting and stuff. It used to always be on NBC on the weekends and stuff like that. And then they turned around and said we're gonna change it up, and now it's called PFL or whatever like that. But they called it PFL, and then they started making people wear the the shorts and ring gear that they wanted them to wear for fights and stuff like that. Which was always a bull crap in everybody's eyes, because now you got Bellator fighters that, one, you're not paying them what they was making in Bellator, and two, you're not compensating them for the fact that now they're gonna have to wear your freaking shorts, just like what was going on with the UFC. I believe one championship lets you wear wherever you want to wear. You know, it's just that like every other company, you got to wear their gloves, because every MMA organization, you got to wear the company's gloves or whatever like that. But like other than that, they can still wear whatever they want as far as shorts. I believe in one championship and in Rising. Those two Asian companies or MMA promotions, you can wear whatever shorts you want there. And I think you can still do that with the amateurs and stuff like that around the world and stuff. Or, you know, the lower promotions. Those are the main higher up promotions and stuff like that. Well, KSW, I consider that pretty high up. And N1 Global, even though I haven't really watched it in a while, they're high up there and stuff like that. Everybody knows Cage War is a straight shot to the UFC or Bellator, or it used to be. Now it's just straight shot to the UFC or wherever like that to be on their contender series in order to get a contract or wherever like that. But you know, it's just it is what it is with all the crap and wherever like that. But like, you bought them out. You should have never bought them out. You should have just got whatever good fighters you wanted from their promotion and let whoever wants to go wherever do that. Because there's fighters who what's his name? What I was gonna say, that was the wrong name to say. Gegard Mousasi. Yeah, I don't know why I was thinking of Jorge Masvidal for, but Gegard Mousasi hasn't fought once over there because they ain't willing to pay him what the heck he was supposed to be making in Bellator. That's why you haven't seen him fight yet while he was over there. Ryan Bader, they paid him because they wanted somebody to fight one of their heavyweights who won the tournament. They had him fight that, I think he's like 6'8" or some shit, that tall Brazilian dude. I forget his name. He lost to what was it? He lost to Francis Ngannou, but he did beat Ryan Bader very convincingly, but then he lost very convincingly to Francis Ngannou or whatever like that. So that is what it is with all that stuff. Because I'm pretty sure PFL has money and they still have money and stuff like that. But like, I just don't think that, like, depending on who you are, whatever like that, they want you, even if you're, you know, like you already have a name and this, that, and the other, they want you to come up through their system and then they'll start paying you the bucks, the big money and stuff like that. Cause, what's his name? Kayla Harrison was getting well paid, and she could have stayed getting well paid in PFL or whatever like that, but she wanted to, you know, everybody says that you gotta be the UFC champion to be considered the world champion and all this other crap. Like, yeah and no. Because UFC is starting to freaking not re-sign people who are good at fighting and stuff like that. There was some Russian dude. He was undefeated with 6-0-1. So he had 6 wins, 0 losses, and 1 draw. And they just released him not that long ago. I think they released a American dude who was like 5-1 or some shit. They released a couple people who had good records and shit. Cause like, unless you're like from a country that has a big community, or like unless you got a big fan base or something, they're not trying to really have you move up in the ranks and stuff. That's why Paddy Pimblett, I believe he's a good fighter. Is he good enough to be in top 5? Yeah. Top 3, probably not. He could probably make as far as top 5 or something like that. But like, I think he has a good chance of being just Gaethje. Yeah, just because he's a grappler, and just Gaethje, you know, he don't use grappling at all. But does that mean I think he beat Justin Gaethje? If he could get him down, he probably could submit him. But other than that, I don't think he's going to beat Justin Gaethje. He's going to have to get him to the ground to win. Because we saw what happened in the Max Holloway fight. That man's nose was broken in, the first round? And his nose was to the side of his face, and he's just broken for, 4.5 rounds or 4 rounds or something? No, man, you're not finishing him unless you put him unconscious, which Max Holloway eventually did at the end of the fight. He put him unconscious, or you gotta drop him bad with body shots or something. Like, that's what freaking Max Holloway. No, not Max Holloway. My bad. That's what Frank. Yeah. I said Frankie. That's what Eddie Alvarez did. He was just jacking his body up with knees and punches and stuff, because the punches to the head wasn't working. I think Dustin Poirier should have did that, but Dustin Poirier tried to have firefight, and he was mainly going after his head, punching him in the head and stuff, and like, he got the win, but like, it was way more difficult. So like, yeah. So unless you can attack his body real well, or you could get him to the ground and hopefully submit him, or just dominate him on the ground. Because a lot of people just been dominating people on the ground to win fights and stuff like that. Hamza Shemaev, they said it was boring, but like that man kept on putting him in the crucifix and just dropping elbows on his face, throwing punches and dropping elbows in his face, and that is not an easy position to get somebody who's your size of not heavier. I think DDP is heavier than Hamzat, and he kept on putting him in the crucifix and just throwing elbows and punches in his face. He did that several different rounds and stuff. So that's not really easy to do. And like, as far as people said, Islam fight was boring as well, or whatever like that. I don't think either fight was boring because they were just dominating. And like, when they felt like it, they was throwing the ground and pound. But whereas Hamza was trying to get in position to throw the elbows from the crucifix and stuff like that, Islam was going from one submission to the other. Every time he took him down, he went after some type of submission. He always had like 2 or 3 submission attempts every round, at least 2 of them every freaking round and stuff like that. So when people said that what he was doing, he was looking for the finish. He was looking for the finish. Ain't his fault that he couldn't get JDM to tap. And JDM wasn't finna cry or nothing like that. That nigga just exhausted. That was his exhausted face. He was exhausted from having to defend submissions for probably 20 minutes. He was defending submissions for like 20 minutes. Of course he's tired. He looked like he finna cry. No, nigga, he looked like he wanna go to bed. He looked like he's sleepy. He's tired, man. Tell me he was finna cry and stuff. No, he's just exhausted from the defending submissions for over 20-something minutes. Like, look, like if you look at the time that they were probably on the feet, it's probably less than fucking 10 minutes that they were standing on the feet. You know, they probably stood on the feet for like what, maybe 4 to like 7 minutes was they on the feet. Other than that, it's just Islam with freaking top position looking for submissions the whole fight. That's what the fight was, you know. And to say that Islam wasn't really doing nothing to him on the feet and JDM was winning, like, it was damn near even on the feet. I mean, JDM landed the better punches, but Islam was attacking the shit out of his cast with those kicks, the low kicks, the whole entire fight. Wherever they had to be on the feet, he attacking his legs with low kicks the whole damn fight. So to say that it wasn't like getting to no point where you thought like the submissions was gonna like take him out or whatever. Like, I think only like 1 or 2 of the submissions was like to the point where like you thought the fight was gonna end. But other than that, yeah, it wasn't that serious with the submissions because he knew how to defend. That's what Craig Jones was there for. That's the only thing Craig Jones did with motherfucking Volkanovski, and I don't know why they thought that was meant that JDM could beat him because of what he did with Volkanovski or whatever like that. Volkanovski didn't really get back to his feet. He just did not get submitted. I think only in like the 4th or 5th round did he turn around in freaking Islam's guard or whatever to try to freaking go in the offensive. He only did that like once or twice. You just stayed defending the whole fight. That's all he did. So no, Craig Jones just kept him from getting tapped out. That's all that Craig Jones can do for you. He can keep you from getting tapped out by Islam. He can't help you win against Islam and get back to your feet. He can't do that. He can just keep you from getting tapped out. That's about it. And that's all he was supposed to help him with. I don't think Craig Jones is a fraud. I just think that he wasn't going to help you do too much of anything else other than survive Islam on the ground. He wasn't going to win. He was going to survive using Craig Jones's help. So that's what happened with all that. But I just been rambling. But until the next one later, hope y'all enjoy. Probably ain't going to play this for a while because you can see it's only 1 stamina. But shoot, we're already at an hour. We're finna be at 1:15. I'm finna go to the bathroom real quick. And I'm gonna pause the video and then I'm gonna try to do that sparring real quick for the Muay Thai because that shit's gonna be annoying. I'm gonna have to get at least a couple tries in with that. Alright, I'm back. So let's try this Muay Thai crap one more time and see if it'll. And it's still not using the damn card. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong, or am I supposed to just only use one card or some shit, but I don't get it. Okay, I need to use the other card because it wasn't going to do nothing for me. I swear to God. Why? Why is it on there? I can't use it at all. Why is it on there? I don't even think I'm going to get stars this time around because... And that's the first card to be used. Well, it was gonna get blocked anyway because of the damn what's name, but that's still some bull crap. Man, that's some bull. I'm only down by 2. I needed all the energy I can get to use whatever cards I was gonna use, because now I can use all these. And they still on bullshit. Oh my God. What is the point of these cards if I can't use them to do anything? What is the point of them damn cards? Don't dap me up, man. Trash ass, man. Terrible ass discipline. Nigga, I hate you. Bullshit ass coach. He afraid of losing to me. That's all that is. That dumbass shit back off of here, man. Gotta take this off of here. And I'll take that off of there as well. And then I got all 3 of my offensive cards for the head standing back up. Now it's saying I'm an MMA fighter again. Wait, do it tells me what the type of disciplines you'll have on here? No, it don't say nothing about that. Just let you know your stats. No data. Data not found. So there's no data on it. Alright, it tells you how many of the different type of stamina cards you're using. I'm using mostly 2 and 3, and then a little bit of 1 and the 4 and 5. Yeah, that's the gift card right there. Yeah, this is over. Damn, almost an hour 20. Alright, yeah, so to the next one later. Hope you enjoyed or whatever. Wait, did I change the damn thing on here? Yeah, I already changed that on there. Yeah, so the next one later. Sorry about the ranting as usual, but it is what it is. I always doing nothing but talking about it. Basically, all that I was really trying to say about the ranting stuff that I was saying is like, there's people outside the UFC who is good as people in the UFC, and all these people don't know about them is because their company don't have the 25 or almost 30 years of exposure that UFC has. Because UFC been around since, what, 90 something? and they don't get the same exposure as them, like since the late '90s or something. And like the companies that did have the same type of exposure as them were always bought out. Pride was probably the most popular MMA promotion in the entire world, and UFC was right behind that. And then they bought them out. They also bought out the WEC because they have no weight classes below 55. They bought them out so that they could have a 45, a 35, and 25 for the men. And then until they bought out freaking Strikeforce, they didn't really have no female divisions. Because when they first bought out Strikeforce, they only had 135. And then they only had 135 because that was Ronda Rousey's weight class, and they was getting Ronda Rousey. Back in the day, they was trying to they signed a female fighter, but they never built no division around her. And I think she got injured or something. She was a good MMA fighter, and like she got injured or something, and they couldn't really find no division for her or whatever like that. Anyway, but that would have been like her having to fight in Pride or something, or have to fight the people from Pride or something, because that's where all the female fighters were. I'm guessing that's where all they were, but a lot of them, there's Invicta is where, yeah, Invicta FC is where UFC basically gets their female fighters from. That's where they get a lot of their talent from. That's where Alexa Grasso's from. That's where Michelle Watterson came from. That's where Chris Cyborg and who's the other girl who's fighting there? There's a bunch of them that fought in Invicta FC. Yeah, but those are the three main ones that I know of. Those three that I just named. There's probably other ones I just forgot that they was at Invicta FC. Other than that, they came from wherever company it was at before, and it was on the Ultimate Fighter. Oh, freaking what's her name? Cause she was the champion at Invicta. What's the name? She just retired too. She just retired. Cookie Monster. I'm trying to think of her freaking name. God damn it. She just retired. Oh my god, this damn thing. That's her nickname. Cookie Monster. Carla Esparza. Yeah. She just retired. She just retired. I believe it was last year or wherever that she retired or wherever. Yeah, cause she was the one who beat Rose Namajunas, become the inaugural champion in the Ultimate Fire season finale, and then yup, champion 2014, and then she beat Rose again to take the belt from her. It was a they say it was a super boring fight. I ain't watch it, so I can't say nothing about it, but they said it wasn't the best fight you could have watched. But I was like, I see Israel Sadia had bad fights, okay? So don't tell me about bad fights. And I seen when what's the name had bad fights as well, Andrew Silva. And say what you want, but it doesn't excuse the fight being as boring as they are. Like, I don't care that you're a counter striker, sir. If your fight is boring, it's boring, bro. Ain't my what I supposed to do what you want me to do so that I get knocked out by you? No, thank you. Cause what was it? It was Anderson Silva versus Damian Maya. That was super boring. And there was Israel Saya versus Yoel Romero. That was pretty boring. You know, it happens. I don't hold those fights against them. I'm just saying that, like, you know, like being a counter striker ain't an excuse for having boring fights. Like, they didn't come forward. You didn't come forward. You know, y'all was both watching paint dry in the ring. Okay, yeah, because like they brought in 35 because they bought out Strikeforce, which had Ronda Rousey and Misha Tate and a couple other fighters over there. And then they eventually did the Ultimate Fighter and made the one the 115-pound division, which basically was just Invicta FC fighters or whatever for the strawweight division. And then they eventually said, you know what, let's make a 135 division. And they did the Ultimate Fighter for that. I think the person who won was a female. She's like Native American, but like she just kept on getting injured or just kept on refusing to fight the first person she was gonna have to defend the belt against, which is Valentina Shevchenko. For whatever reason, for over a year, she couldn't get to the ring with Valentina. They eventually stripped her. Then Valentina went on her reign. I think Alexa Grasso beat her, and then she won the rematch. I don't even know who was Alexa Grasso's last opponent was, or whatever like that. Probably have to look at Tapology or Sherdog, but I use Tapology. You know, they make mistakes sometimes, but like for the most part, everything on there is accurate. You know, Sherdog is the one that's been around, I believe, longer. It's been Sherdog because I knew about Sherdog, and Sherdog actually put on the MMA events back in the day. Yeah, they put on MMA events. I remember them having outdoor fights and stuff like that with Sherdog or whatever like that. Yeah, so that's where you go for looking up people's records in MMA. But I like because I'm not sure Sherdog does it for other disciplines. Because with Tapology, they may not have all your fights, but like shoot, I could look up what's the Terrence Crawford, Canelo, and everybody else's records in boxing. I won't necessarily find all their fights, but you can find the majority of them. You know. So yeah. Now I'm gonna say later. Damn, this is almost an hour 90. That's gonna be doing a lot of space. I gotta send this to SD card before I can put it on YouTube. Alright, later. And this was part 5 of MMA Federation walkthrough.